How y'all doing tonight? How y'all doing this morning? How y'all doing this afternoon? I'm trying to decide whether I'm gonna put this in my message to the black community or my other series, Black People Can We Talk? I haven't decided yet. But let's get into this. Got a short clip I ran to on YouTube um by my boy Chad O. Jackson. And if you don't know who that is, you're not black. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I had to use that. I had to channel my inner Joe Biden, which is if I had an inner Joe Biden, I'd get inside myself and strangle him. But that's another story for another day. Not the actual Joe Biden. I wouldn't touch him, but I'm saying if I had him inside of me, he'd had to come out. So just a joke of my inner Joe Biden. But anyway, um, this is the guy who came up with the Uncle Tom 1 and Uncle Tom 2 documentary. If you haven't seen that and you black, um, you probably still living in a lie. That documentary, been a lot of documentaries over the years. They came out with this, that, all these fake black leaders and all. These two documentaries is the one. I promise you. Uncle Tom 1, Uncle Tom 2 is the documentaries that can save your life, save your children's life, open y'all eyes and let y'all know that majority of y'all have been told lies. Now, the issue, and as a matter of fact, I'm gonna put the link to Uncle Tom 1 in the description. Uncle Tom 2 is you have to buy it. I think it's like $14 or $15, but to me it's worth millions. It's the receipts and the evidence and the awakening in those two documentaries. You want to watch one first, but it doesn't matter how you get it. Um, the awakening in these two videos is astounding. The receipts, the data, the video audio is just astounding. It's gonna let you know that you've been lied to. And the bad thing about believing a lie, right, which is most black people have done over the years, what's so bad about believing a lie is you consume that lie into your spirit, you hold on to it, and you believe like I'm trying to man, it's crazy. Believing in a fairy tale basically. That's what black people have been doing. Believing in a fairy tale. But they don't know it. As I speak about all the time, I actually have a video, hour long video on my channel, um, called the miseducation of the black fool. I mean the old black fool. Our elders have failed us for the most part. Yes, they do have some elders. You had the Herman Cain, the great Herman Cain. You got Jesse Lee Peterson, Larry Elder, Wilbert Williams, Thomas Sowell, Allen B. West. I wouldn't actually call him older, but he's an older black man. And it's a few, but these guys are not talked about. Nobody knows them. You won't know them unless you do your own research on them. They won't teach you about them in school. And to me, it's getting to a point now where I'm believing that there's a concerted effort for black people to not only believe the lie, but continually believe the lie and continue to pass the lie down. And that's the issue we have. Um, and going back to the situation that I was saying, when you believe a lie, it's very, 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 very dangerous, right? It's almost like believing someone loves you and they don't love you, or believing you got a certain amount of money in your bank account and you go in the store and swipe your card and it's not there. When you believe a lie, that is dangerous. And that's what has happened to black people. We have been lied to about so much different things. And this is why at this point in time, anytime certain situations come, people bring up these things that never happened, or they was changed on how they actually happened. And we're going to get into some of these things in this short clip, right? Of course, as always, I'm going to let it play and then I'm going to chime in. But it's just so commendable and a round of applause the work that Chad Johnson did to put these two documentaries together, and it's impossible. Like, you know how you would say, well, everybody that watched Uncle Tom 1 and 2, right, is gonna be changed after that. Now it's always gonna be people because I've met those people. When I first seen Uncle Tom 1, I was packing it around like a Bible trying to get everybody to watch it. But a lot of people, that's what they got an old saying I know people heard. It's called ignorance is bliss. Some people want to stay in that state of hating somebody or hating another race, blaming another race. But like I always tell them, where has that got us as a people? Where has it got us blaming another race of people? Where has that got us? If you ask me, well, not ask me, let's go off statistics, let's go off data. Black people have got considerably worse, way worse than when they had signs up that said you can't do this if you black. Black people are worse now than they've ever been. They killing each other at an alarming rate. 70%. This is not even, listen, 70%? If it was 50%, it would be outrageous. But you mean to tell me 70% of our children are being raised in matriarchal households? And you wonder why you see the mess that you see? And listen, I'm not blaming the woman for that. Yeah, she got to take a 25 to 30% piece of that pie, but it's majority of you men fault, you black men, for leaving y'all families, having unprotected sex with these women that you know you don't want a future with. And listen, I'm not bashing you either, because I've done this in the past. Nothing just never maternalized for me. I never had no children, but I'm not gonna get on here and act puritanical or sanctimonious like I wasn't having unprotected sex with women I didn't want a future with. I did those things. Thank God nothing came up out of it. But we have to stop doing that. Because until the black family is built back together, until we knock that 70% down to at least 20 or 30%, we in trouble, man. So you can blame whoever you want to blame. Until that number drops, nothing is going to change. I can tell you that right now, here today, on January 19th, 18th, whatever it is. But going back to what I was saying, black women lead the nation in abortion. A whole generation of babies have been killed in the womb. We might have killed the next Malcolm X. We don't even know. And these are the issues that we have. And this is why I have a deep repugnance for people such as Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, Hank Johnson, Corey Bush, Maxine Waters, Sheila Jackson Lee. These liberal black pastors, not black pastors, the liberal ones. Barack Obama. This is why I despise these people. All of these people is living high on the hog. But they telling you, man, you can't do it because the white man. And my question always was, well, why is he not holding you back? Why your children go to the best schools? Why is your net worth millions of dollars? Why you a multi-millionaire? Why is the thing that you telling me not affecting you? We the same color. And black people seem to be so dumbed down at this point. And I'm not playing with y'all. I'm not playing. I look at the black community as my children. I look at it like my child. And I don't have children, but if you have children, you know that you got to be balanced with them. You can't give them too much leeway, because then they going to crash and burn. You can't be too disciplinary with them, because that's not right. You got to be balanced. You got to encourage them when it's time to be encouraged. You got to praise them when it's time to praise them. And you also have to chastise them when it's time to be chastised. So on this channel, I'm doing all three. And right now, I'm chastising. So I don't want nobody to say, oh, he bashing black people, he hated on people. I understand that people that's got pea brain, they just gonna automatically think that. And those are the people that's not coming. Those are the people who gonna die in the wilderness. They're not coming. Because I want to be clear with y'all. There's a lot of people that you love. They not going. They not coming, man. They gonna either, and a lot of these, especially a lot of these older blacks, they gotta die off. I'm sorry, I hate to say it, but it is what it is. Because they are holding our people back with this spewing this same dumb rhetoric to our youth. And our youth seem to be constantly believing. You go on TikTok and you got young men and women just talking all kind of fooling about racism. And man, listen, we don't listen. Now you have no business as a black person hollering about racism. You know what that's the equivalent of? That's the equivalent of you having a family and your family, your children is in and out of jail, your husband or your wife cheating on you, beating your husband or your wife, your house is in complete disarray, but you looking across the street talking about they yard not cut. And it's making the property value in the area go down because they yard not cut. You don't need to be worrying about nobody else's yard and how it's affecting you because it really ain't affecting you. You need to be worrying about what's going on in your own house. You feel me? Like, for example, another analogy I like to give, I like to look at the black community as a house, right? And police brutality, systematic racism, and all that foolishness. You can look at that if you want to just make that and say, "Oh yeah, I experienced." You can't tell me I experienced. Okay, well we're gonna give you that. But look, check this out. You know what that is? That's happening so little, if ever. We got to look at that as the leaky faucet. You know what the fire in the bedroom is? As I mentioned earlier, 70% of fatherless homes, abortion, black on black crime. That's the fire in the bedroom. And if you had a house, which one would you be worried about? The leaky faucet or the fire in the bedroom? So that other little stuff that y'all like to bring up, systematic racism and all that, okay, I'll give you that. I didn't experience. I don't think it exists. And I'm gonna say this here: if it do exist, it's not holding you back. Because guess what? Let me show you something. I know white supremacists. I know them personally. Them people is not and don't get it twisted. Yes, in some of these companies, you have people who is at the head of these companies who are white and they don't like black people. But that's on some business stuff. And you would see the way black people act. To be honest with you, conservative black people and black people that have got off the slave ship of the Democratic Party, I wouldn't say they don't like black people, but a lot of us just don't want to be around certain black people. Like, I'm going to be honest with you, man. If I'm invited to a birthday party or kickback or any type of situation where black people going to be at, if I go to that event or whatever it is, and I see black women with different color weaves and black dudes with pants all the way to their knees and go, listen, I'm turning around. I'm not racist against my own people, but I understand that the way you predict future behavior is looking at past behavior. Not only that, I'm from the streets. I was a part of all that. I was counterproductive to my own community at one time, so I know what to look for. So before I get hit with a stray bullet, or before I accidentally step on somebody's shoes and it turn bad, or any type of thing like that, I just rather not be a part of it. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. Right? So these are the issues that we have to figure out. These are the issues that we need to fix within our own home before we look out the window talking about some white man, Jewish man, Asian man. Because guess what? They come and move in the hood and setting up shop, making money off us, creating generational wealth, creating community generational wealth. While y'all still talking about this, that, and the third, y'all ain't making nothing happen. And the few blacks that do end up making it out financially and having financial literacy and being successful, they go deal with nothing but people of other races because they don't want to deal with their own races. And that's the thing about it. These Negroes love to get on these, and that's what pisses me off so much. That's really what, an old saying, grinds my gears. These same people that's telling you, black man and black woman, that You can't do this because of this white man. You can't. Soon as they get some money, guess where they go? Guess where they go? Them BLM women that got all their millions of dollars off the backs of black men. Guess what they did with their money? They didn't take their money and say, you know, we going back to our neighborhood that we grew up in. We're going to fix it, build it up, make it look nice, and build our home there. You know what they did? They went around them white folks. And if you ask them why, they're going to have every excuse in the book. I know nothing but black people like that. And I don't deal with them because you're a hypocrite. Excuse me. You're a hypocrite. You telling us, like I said, you telling me that it's this. That's almost like me telling you. That's all, and I just don't understand how my people, for the most part, not all, because it is a great awakening. But I just don't understand. That's almost like me telling you, yeah, man, you know, man, they got nothing but snakes in that forest. Nothing but snakes, man. Nothing but snakes, and they venomous snakes. They soon as they see you, soon as they see black skin, they bite. But yet, I go build me a house in that forest. How you gonna look at me? You gonna say to yourself, well, you just told us that. So all these white people that's so evil and how they did that and the third, soon as these Negroes get some money, that's what they run to. Why is that? Because they understand. They understand. That's like even this. They understand that their people are destructive. Now they not gonna say it because they understand how black people are. Black people have a low emotional IQ, right? And that means that once they hear something that they emotion, or for example, anything that go against their flesh, it gets them overly emotional and they don't want to hear it, even if it's true. Like people like Air Salt and all these people I name. These people have been lying to black people for years, but because they tell black people they want, black people continue to support these people. And some people, you better not talk about these people to them, because you might have to put some boxing gloves on. And then you ask them, what have they done for you? And that's why I say, man, like I say, bro, and I hate to say what I'm about to say, a lot of older black, they have to die off. I talk to them all the time in the barber shop, or, you know, when I'm going around, and the dumbness that comes from, it's almost like you talking to a slave. Was a white man, and you know the white man not gonna, you can't do that because the white. And then none of the funniest part about that is this: the same older blacks that run the church every time the doors open, talking about and to tell you if God with you, who can be against you. The preachers say that scripture, they jump up like they in a wheelchair, they jumping up. But then there's the same people tell you what the white man can do. I thought you told me if God with me, can't nobody be against me. I thought that's what you told me. Oh, except for the white man. I get it. I understand. Man, white supremacy exists, but it don't exist nowhere as much as it exists in the liberal black person or one of these old black fools who still mentally stuck in the 50s and the 60s when it was hard for black people. And as I always tell black people, you've been lied to. You've been lied to, man. You need to do your research, but you don't even have to do your shit. That's why I support this brother Chad Johnson so much, bro. I mean, said Chad O. Jackson, I'm sorry. Because he put 2 documentaries together with extensive research, with extensive receipts, video, audio showing you you've been lied to. And you know what's crazy about it? Most black people won't even put it on. It could be free. They're not going to watch it. But talk about a BMF, a Power, a Housewives, a Real Housewives of Atlanta, some nigga nonsense. Talk about something like that there. Boy, they all for it. They'll pack up like rats to go watch that. You see some of these women, I've dated women, you see, I tell my brothers, if you got a woman like this, man, I'm going to get over there in another video. But you see these women watching these housewives and all this here, and you'll see them, bro. And you ever seen a child when he watching Blues Clues or Sesame Street, how he on the TV and he like in a trance? This is how some of these black women be when they watching these foolishness on the TV. Housewives and black this and it's just, I forgot the name of his sisters and all this foolishness. They in a trance when they watching that. You can wave a hand in front of their face, they won't even see it. But let's talk about putting this document on to show them how they've been lied to. What can they do to fix it moving forward? They don't want to see it. You know, sometimes, man, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I'm just being honest. I have to be transparent. Sometimes I be worried. I'm in fear that black people just won't overcome. But then I say to myself, no, because I'm praying. There's a lot of people praying, and that prayer has showed me over the last couple of years the great awakening. So it's gonna happen. Black people gonna wake up, come together, do what they need to do to put ourselves where we need to be on the economic pole. Create community generational wealth for the people that come behind us, even if they don't have our last name. Just by them having the same skin color, they gonna be able to be striving in this world, because we're gonna be able to perform the same nepotism that all other races do, because these other races don't care about anything but one thing. Yeah, every now and then you might see them in a Mercedes or Ferrari. Yeah, they enjoying the fruits of their labor. But the main issue with these other races of people, not issue, let me take issue out of it. The main motive with these other races is making sure that their people are straight and people who look like them are straight. They don't care about having a Gucci bag. They don't care about a Birkin bag. They don't care about a Rolex watch. They do not care about these things. Once again, do some of them get these items? Of course. But for the most part, these people don't care about that. These people care about progressing their race, progressing their future generations with their last name and their skin color to remain in power in America. While we arguing with each other, killing each other, helping them create generational wealth, go and spend all the money that we work hard for, whatever profession we in, to spend to them to look good and flex on people who look like us. That's what we do. We get all this money, go spend it with the Arabs on jewelry and the Chinese with the jewelry. And guess what? This is the flex on our other black. Yeah, I'm doing, yeah. And some dudes do it because that's what they want to do. But for the most part, it's all about a status symbol. I got this, that mean I'm above you. I work here, that mean I'm better than you. But you toe up. Like I say in a lot of my videos, if you didn't know no better, bruh, if you just was a person who just didn't know, you think black people's at the top of the economic pole. They in Mercedes, they in Bentleys, they got gold, diamond. They taking trips, they win. Listen, if you didn't know no better, if you didn't know any better, but I know better. And so, like I said, man, we as a community, man, we have to do our research and understand that we've been lied to. And once we understand that we've been lied to, we can change a lot of things. Because now we're going to understand that, hey, this never happened. These people ain't holding me back. It's all about me and my work. And if I work hard, I can be great in this country. Because prior to slavery, before the civil rights movement, listen, man, prior to slavery, and yeah, before the civil rights movement, black people were doing amazing. Don't let nobody lie to you. Don't let nobody lie to you, man. Ain't was no black on black crime during Jim Crow era. Black people went to school, got the education, and they came back home. The mother was a nurse, the father was a doctor, the father was a lawyer, the mother was they came back to their neighborhood and built their neighborhoods up. They spent money with their people. That's how you had things like Black Wall Street and all these things. These things were created by black people, not no governmental help. Now we depend on the government for everything. For most of it, and a few of it that do get some money, we leave the other Negro behind, go stay around the white folks and act like we better than them. This is what we have going on. But I done said enough. I'm gonna let the video play, and of course, I'm gonna chime in.
There was a pastor in Oklahoma named Solomon Sir Jones. He was able to film a lot of black life during this time in Oklahoma. The riot happened in 1921. 1925, according to Solomon Sir Jones's footage, Black Wall Street was built back. And what you see is life as usual. After this so-called massacre. And then you fast forward even to the
which wasn't a massacre, and it was a massacre, but it wasn't. Once again, just like the slavery lie, people take things, they don't do their research, and this is the issue in our community. We do not think for ourselves. We go along to get along. You say racism or something like that, it puts us in a trance, and anything you say after that, we'll believe. But there's a lot of lies, like the slave thing. White men did not go to Africa, guns blazing on a boat, and say, you Negro getting this boat is going. That's not what happened. Our people in Africa sold us to the Arabs, and the Arabs had sold us to the European that was coming to America to colonize America. They needed people to help them build America, and they made a contract with the Arabs and bought us from the Arabs. But the Africans, our own people, sold us to the Arabs. Same thing with the Black Wall Street. He say the so-called massacre. You might want to call it a massacre or not, but what happened was it was a business deal between the whites and the blacks. And of course, in Tulsa, Oklahoma, it was going to be more white, which is pretty much more white anywhere in America. And we got outnumbered, and a war started over a bad business deal go bad, and of course we ended up losing, and they tore Black Wall Street down. But it wasn't, those Negroes over there just getting so much money. That's not what happened, bro. And you hear so many people just spreading this lie, and nobody don't know no better to bring no defense to tell them that is a lie, bro. That's not what happened. Once again, man, go get Uncle Tom 1 and Uncle 2. Uncle Tom 2 is a must if you black. Let me let him finish. And of course, I'm going to chime in.
1940s, you see the same thing. Successful, happy, well-to-do black folks.
You broke the contract when for 400 years we played your game and built your wealth. You broke the contract when we built our wealth again on our own by our bootstraps in Tulsa, and you dropped bombs on us.
This is the bitterness and this is the anger that these people.
This woman represents majority black people. I'm gonna call a spade a spade. If you take it as I'm bashing black people, that's your issue. This woman represents majority of black people. Angry, hate white people, blaming everybody for their problems. And they just as dumb as a box of rocks. All this stuff that she's spewing, you know where she got that from? She didn't do no research. And if you go watch Uncle Tom 1 and Uncle Tom 2, you'll see that she didn't do a research. But you know where that comes from? Her stupid grandmother. Yeah, I'm saying it. Her dumb grandfather. Her dumb uncles and aunts. Her dumb mother, because a good chance she didn't come up with a father. I'm just going off statistics. Say whatever you want, feel however you want about what I'm saying. And so now she out here with somebody got a phone on her, and she decided to act out and make excuses for her and her dumb, I don't know what you want to call it, her the rest of the dummies with her that go along and get along to justify on why, because I remember what it came about. This came about when they was asking them about, okay, if y'all burning down community, why is it y'all, whenever y'all ride, why do y'all do this in y'all own neighborhood? Well, I can answer that question. Go to them white folks' neighborhood trying to burn something down. Well, the next ride that they have, next time somebody, whatever y'all want to ride about, go to them white folks' neighborhood and try to burn something down and see if you don't get a bullet in your behind. Because the average white person got enough artillery for a small war while y'all around here playing. And they know how to use the gun. Their kids know how to use the gun. Girls and boys. Everybody in the house know how to use the gun. You dumb down Negroes. Y'all children don't know how to use no gun. Y'all, these women don't know how to use no gun. And it showed they shooting themselves constantly in the head and all kind of other foolishness. So this idiot here that you see on the screen have been misled. She have what I said at the beginning of this video, believed the lie. And now she's making a scene and acting out. And it make you look so dumb. It make you look so dumb. It's so embarrassing when you out there making a scene about something that you not educated yourself on. You going up with somebody that you trust told you. And this the miseducation of the old fool. Check that video out on my channel.
Hope to get out of framing Black Wall Street.
When they say, why do you burn down the community? Why do you burn down your own neighborhood? It's not ours. We don't own anything.
The whole point is to keep people angry.
Y'all don't own anything. Why is that? Why don't black people own anything? Why at this point in 2024 black people don't own anything? Is it because they don't have the money? Yes, yeah, right. Last year we spent more money last year. I don't remember the exact number. I know it's over $1 trillion, but I don't want to put the exact number out there because I don't have it right now. But I know it's because I got a video and I got all that data on that video. You go check it out. But it's over $1 trillion. The money that just black America, not nobody else, but the money that just black America spent last year was more spending power than the whole Mexico. I'm going to say that again. The money that just black America spent last year was more than the entire continent or state or whatever you want to call it of Mexico. So why don't we own anything? Why in the neighborhoods where you see these Asian, all these people moving, why don't we? I don't want to hear nothing about no tax breaks. Because Negroes got so much money. Listen, man, I know Negroes in the hood that's selling drugs. And no, I don't support that. But I know Negroes in the hood selling drugs. Dudes in the hood, not no rapper, not no, with 400, my homeboy, Free Joe P, man, the landlord, he got arrested with $400,000 worth of jewelry on. This a guy I met when I was incarcerated. Me and him got real cool. This dude came home and became a kingpin, got arrested coming off a plane with $400,000 worth of jewelry. He built his mama a $250,000 house. All this with drug money, right? Don't you think this dude could have went in the neighborhood and bought a nail salon, bought a food place, bought all the things that we love spending money, a hair store, all the stuff that we love spending money on. Listen, not even talking about the rappers, the basketball player, the NFL player, not even talking about them, just the dudes in the hood that's getting hood rich. They could change the community. But you know what they do? Go buy a whole bunch of food. Now, like I say, this dude, I'm talking about my boy, he bought his mama house. I respect that. Even though he got it for money and drug money being counterproductive to his community, which I don't support, I was against. He took some of that money and built his mother a home. Half of these Negroes out here, and they talk about, no black people incarcerated in white. Well, you know why? Because guess what? I grew up, man, and my two best friends, one of them was black, one of them was white. They both was drug dealers. The black one was flashy as ever and couldn't stay out of prison. Still can't stay out of jail to this day. While my white partner never went to prison but one time. And when he did go to prison, it wasn't for drugs, it was for guns. And he was a little flashy. But the thing is this. My white partner had a lawyer on retainer. My black partner don't. Negroes would be out here making $1 million in street money and would not have a lawyer. Them white boys going to get them a lawyer because they understand that statistics tell them, field reports tell them that I'm going to get caught eventually. If Escobar got caught and all these big time drug dealers making millions of dollars got caught, you in your little small town, why are you going to get away? You might get away for a time, but eventually you're going to get caught. But niggas don't think like that. One thing in our community that's a number one problem with everything is we reactive. We not a proactive community. And we have to start being proactive with everything. Police stops, all these things, we have to be proactive. We don't have to be reactive and march and riot. If we would tell our children, tell our black people, listen, do what the officer says. I don't care what that is. Do what he said. If he violates your right, get his badge number, take a picture of his badge number, do what you got to do. But do not get killed and do not allow yourself to be put in a position where this cop going to have to do you something that we gonna have to riot or protest for. But we not proactive. Before you lay down with this man and allow him to bust in you, do some research on him. Same thing with these men. Before you lay down and have sex with these women unprotected, do some research on her. Not only do some research on her, think about think about how this gonna affect you, because that's why a lot of these black men curse. Because they knowingly got these women pregnant, and because they didn't want the women, they just wanted unprotected sex. They left this child to be raised without a father, and now this child is suffering. And you will pay for that. You will pay for that. There's no way you're going to bring a child in this world, bring a soul in this world, and abandon it and think God going to bless you, think you're going to have blessing. That's why a lot of them stay dying. A lot of them can't stay out of jail, because it's on that, on just off that merit, that the thing that they brought in this world, they seed, they not watering that seed. They not in that seed like, yeah, for Father's Day, for a photo out, for a birthday, but as a father, not a dad, not a man, not a sperm donor, I'm going to say now, because I don't even want to say dad. Dad and father, to me, is the same thing. But as a sperm donor, you do these little photo ops or for a birthday or something like that, but you is not a real father. The child call other men they father more than they call you a father. The child see other men more than they see you. This is why these individuals will be cursed. They constantly getting killed. They can't stay out of prison, and all kind of stuff happens to them because the seed they brought in this world they abandoned. And not God abandoned them. And that's a scary thing for God to abandon you, because now the devil got full reign in your life and he wants to destroy you. The devil is not your friend. Yes, he'll give you blessing. Yes, he'll do it, but at the end, everything come from him is going to come with heartache and pain. That's why the Bible say the blessings of the Lord come with no sorrow. But you get some blessings from the devil, believe they're going to come with sorrow, and it might cost you your life. Because that's what the devil ultimately about, destroying you to bring you to where he at, in eternal damnation. But let me not get to preaching. All I'm saying is here. This woman said we don't own anything, and I was talking about that. We don't own anything at this point because we too caught up with competing with our own, being flashy, taking these stupid trips all around the world around people who don't like us, instead of focusing on building our community and setting up community generational wealth for people who look like us, and not only for people who have our last name, but for people who look like us for generations to come. But that's all gonna happen. Like I said, it's a great awakening, and the people who don't want to give the program gonna either be reformed or be removed, and that's just simple as that.
To keep people protesting, to tell you that America was never built for black people.
The reason we could never be who we wanted and dreamed to be in is you kept your knee on our neck.
But he didn't keep it on your neck, huh, Al? He didn't keep it on your children's neck, huh, Al? Y'all stay in the best neighborhood. Your children went to the best school. You work multi-millions. You living high on the hall. He gonna keep it on our necks, but he didn't keep it on yours. And they always go to the black church with this foolishness. And you had these people in the black church, it just killed me, bro. I'm gonna let them finish though. That's all these comments you see on the screen is rave reviews, and you about to have some lip service, but it's all, some people gonna actually talk about it. But all of this is reviews of the Uncle Tom 1 and Uncle Tom 2 documentary, just so y'all know what they talking about.
watch this film, you're gonna, it's gonna mess with your head.
I mean, I just watched it, man. It's just mind blowing.
Uncle Tom too explains what's going on in this world like I've never seen before.
There's not a movie out there currently that's like this one.
The Uncle Tom movie has certainly left me flabbergasted because I'm like, I can't believe what I'm watching right now. But the evidence is so strong, only a fool can deny the effect of that.
There's a lot of information that most Americans do not know. I don't care if you white, black, whatever. There's a lot of information that's brought forward in the documentary that people just don't know about our history, and about a lot that's happening in our current culture.
It's so deep, it's so true, and so real. It's gonna blow your mind.
Awesome film. Everybody needs to watch it. You will learn something.
Not just black people need to watch this. Everybody needs to see this.
This stuff opens your eyes in ways I never thought was even possible.
There are a lot of things in this movie that is very unsettling, and it's going to upset a lot of people.
The lies were so deep. It's like onions. It's like layers of onions, deep in lies, deceptions in which most people are not ready to hear this.
There were a couple of things in the film that I had to kind of rewind it because I was like, oh my gosh, how come, I never knew this?
I almost felt dumb. I felt taken. I felt had. I felt bamboozled because I believed it.
This is something that an audience will have to use as a reference tool rather than just a movie that they're entertained by, had a feel-good moment, and left. It resets revisionist history.
There is a build-up in this documentary to get you to a certain point, and that point being that, for the most part, everything we were taught about Black history was a lie.
Everything that I thought about Martin Luther King, everything that I've been told about the Tulsa Massacre, everything I've been told about Black Wall Street, challenged. I'm having to rethink and reevaluate everything I've been taught.
We have been lied to.
We have been sold a bill of goods, and I think Black people, by and large, have been, just eating up the lies.
The deception and the setup was mind-blowing.
One of the things that I thought the film highlighted so well was emphasizing who we think we are versus who we truly were.
It does a good job of showing how we transition from one ideology to the other.
The first Uncle Tom gave you an introduction into what being a Black conservative is all about the whole movement, about the history. But Uncle Tom Part 2 gets into more of the details of why we were conservative and also why we changed, why certain things in this country changed, why in many ways we've fallen from grace.
If you've never seen Uncle Tom, the first one, this movie was a part of my wake-up moment.
It kind of lifted the veil on everything that we were told because we weren't used to hearing the other side in its totality, at least until we saw this documentary. I would say it was a very crucial component in my political awakening.
If you're new to being conservative, if you're new to just trying to find out more about Black conservatives, this is definitely a movie for you. I suggest watching the first one to get the introduction, to get your feet in the water. And then Uncle Tom Part 2, you're going to be in the deep end. You're going to be doing the breaststroke, backstroke. If you can't swim, then it's going to be a little rough for you, for sure. Watch the first one, then watch the second one. They pair very well with each other.
Uncle Tom 1 was amazing, but this was taken to a different level. And hopefully there's a Part 3 to it. They had to hold back a little bit because it's too much reality.
If you watch the entire movie and you are honest with yourself, you will sit back and say, Lord Jesus, what have they done to us?
And yeah, man, that's gonna be the end of that. I'm gonna put the link to the description. I'm gonna put the link in the description for the first volume, Uncle Tom Part 1. But Uncle Tom Part 2, you actually have to purchase it, and it's well worth the money. But I thank y'all for watching me and listening to me today. Y'all have a blessed day, a blessed night, or a blessed afternoon. Peace.